Hey everybody, Captain here, and today we're going to be doing our first weapon showcase for the Dark Souls 3 mod Champion of Ash. Our first weapon we're going to be showcasing in this series is the Ceremonial Quicksilver sword. This is the description if you want to stop and read it for yourself. It has the skill Dark Moon Spiral. It has a D scaling in Strength and A plus scaling in Dex. Requires 30 Strength, 34 Dex, and 6 Intelligence. It has a passive frostbite buildup and does pure physical damage. This is the model. It is pretty cool. It looks a lot like a cross between the Bloodborne straight sword that's a part of Ludwig's Holy Blade and also the Silver Knight sword. Starting with the moveset, if you're using it one-handed, it's going to be the standard Dark Souls 3 Longsword, Lothric Knight straight sword moveset. So nothing really worth writing home about. But the real joy of this weapon comes from two-handing it, so that's where we're going to put in all the effort. As you can see, your character takes up the weapon holding the sheath, the scabbard of the sword. And also, as you can see, your character takes up this really cool squared up stance while idle with it. Alright, we're going to start going through the moveset. The first R1 is this. Kind of resembles like an Elden Ring Carrion Slicer or Glintstone Sword, which you summon with your empty right hand. This is two R1s. So you kind of quick draw the straight sword. This is three R1s. Really awesome. Important thing to note about all these long animations at the end of all these attacks is that if you simply walk or roll or do early anything, you can cancel out of them, so you don't need to watch the whole animation. You're not really going to get a lot of time to watch that whole animation in actual combat. Here's the R1 spam. As you can see, you kind of just do the second and third attacks over and over, and you only get this Carrion Slicer attack on the first. The R2 is this quick draw attack. Looks really nice. The charged R2 changes it into a downward swing rather than a horizontal. It's really cool. Here's the follow-up R2. Nice little double kick. Very cool. And the charged second R2 turns the kicks into a shoulder check. Really cool. This weapon has an L1 combo. We're going to show it off. This is the first L1. Similar to the R1, you use the Carrion Slicer style attack with your empty right hand. This is the second L1. Pretty neat. The third L1. That's probably my favorite animation for returning the sword to its scabbard. Awesome. Do the L1 spam. Similar to the R1 combo, it's the second and third attacks repeated, and you only get the Carrion Slicer style attack on the first one. The running R1 is kind of a strike with the scabbard itself. Excuse me. The running R2 is really cool. You draw the sword, but you also summon a Carrion Slicer attack with the scabbard itself. which is held in the left hand. Here's the running L1, which is a kind of shoulder check. Rolling R1 is just a very quick low-range punch. Rolling R2 will go into the second R2, which is either the kick or the charged shoulder check. Rolling L1 gets a really, really cool kind of double attack with a really nice animation. The backstep R1 goes straight into the running. It's the same as the running R1. The backstep R2 is different. It's kind of like the animation for the blind spot with the daggers. And the backstep L1 is the same shoulder check as the running L1. Finally, we'll go over the weapon art. It is this all-around slash that does good damage. Very good for crowd control. As the description reads, if you're facing away, the range of the slash is even greater, so you can see that behind me, behind me, there's a nice bit of range on that. And we'll show the weapon art follow-up, which is done by pressing heavy. One more time. More of that weird turning animation. And that's the weapon showcase for the Ceremonial Quicksilver sword. Really, really awesome weapon, and my favorite from this mod overall. I'm going to be doing more of these weapon showcases, so stay tuned for those. In the meantime, have a great day, and thank you for watching.